if you're on the internet and you're just consuming content about relationships and romantic relationships, you're honestly not that likely to be consuming content from many people who are in very happy, healthy relationships, because those people tend to not feel the need to tell many people about them. Like, I also saw recently a quote about Anya Taylor-Joy and her husband and how wonderful she feels in that relationship, and that also struck me as a couple I don't often see in public. I don't often see like getting seen in public, and I think Tom Holland and Zendaya are quite private about the relationship as well. And also, it's been really interesting to see Dua Lipa and Callum Turner be in the center of the spotlight. I recently wrote an essay about Dua Lipa and how blissed out she seems to be for her wedding, and just how remarkable that frequency is. But all of this got me to thinking about happy, healthy relationships and how to actually get the real juice and the nectar of what it means to be in one and what it looks like to be inside of one, because many of the people that have these relationships don't feel the need to tell you about them. They are literally content. They have found the thing that they want, and they also know that privacy is a huge part of that, and they don't feel the need to risk their relationship or the sacredness of what they have to share it with you, a stranger on the internet. And while there are some sources of good information about relationships on the internet and lots of people with good wisdom, I really encourage you to speak to people in your life who you notice are in happy, healthy, romantic relationships. People who aren't talking about their relationships all the time or complaining about their relationships all the time. Literally, the people that you've noticed seem to have figured it out and are in a really stable and steady relationship. Because if you earnestly ask the people that have built a really solid, sturdy relationship with curiosity about what it takes, what they've learned, what the relationship is like, you might be surprised by the answers. You might be surprised by what they have to share, relative to what you might find by someone who speaks about that for a living. And I think part of this is because what it honestly takes to be in a happy, healthy, romantic partnership is very tender and vulnerable. I've written a little bit about this. I just recently wrote a thread actually that resonated super strongly, which I'll link below, about the reality of being in a deep, connected, romantic relationship, how it's giggles and fun and playfulness and all this like childlike gooiness that you just don't even get to share with other people because there's not much space for it in your life otherwise, at least for most people. But it's also fire and like disagreement and learning how to move through hard conversations and conflict, and like you literally are occupying every single pole of your humanity. Like you are completely expressed as a human in your relationship, and the way that relationships endure and you're able to actually build a steady, foundational, healthy, sturdy romantic partnership with someone is if you are able to both meet each other at every level of depth you're willing to reveal to one another, and you're able to meet those parts of yourself and your partner with love. And if you're afraid of a certain part of yourself, then you will avoid the ways in which it might come up in a relationship. And then that's obviously challenging because all parts of you inevitably emerge, and then you might project onto your partner what you don't like about yourself. There's lots of ways it can get messy, but the people who have made it work, and who are especially in long relationships that have made it work, where there has been time for all these parts of themselves to come out, probably have a lot of really good wisdom for you, and probably have a lot of wisdom that they might not feel comfortable sharing, you know, in public, on the internet. Like you're seeing with some of these celebrities in really healthy relationships, they mostly keep their relationships private. They're not trying to do interviews talking about their relationships, and often they're deflecting questions about their relationships because they don't need to prove anything. They have the thing that they know they want. And so all I'm saying is, if you want actually good, potent information about how to build a relationship like that, look for the sources of it in your own life and approach with genuine curiosity and earnestness those people. Because if you approach with like judgment and cringe, and you're not able to like hold the actual answers that you're gonna get, then those people are gonna sense it and they're gonna withhold it from you because they don't need to share it with you. Like, it's a very generous act for someone to genuinely share the vulnerable, tender parts of their relationship with you. And so if you're asking for those, be willing to receive, and also, yeah, just don't approach with any judgment. And also be suspicious a little bit of some of the things that like you see online, because as I said, a lot of the most stable, simple, healthy, happy relationships are the ones you don't see and you don't hear about because they don't feel the need to tell you about them. So that's what I wanted to come here and say. So ask your friends about their relationships, and I'll link the thread where I spoke about mine below, and a few other times I've written about it. And if you have any specific questions, some of them I might not choose to answer, to be honest, but I'll try to answer the ones that I feel called to answer, that you want to ask me about this topic, you can leave them below.